Ayo, welcome into the CHGO White Sox pregame show presented by PointsBet. Use promo code CHGO when you sign up to get 2 risk-free bets up to $2,000. Thank you for tuning into the CHGO White Sox pregame show here on a Sunday. We are again remote, but tomorrow we will be back in the lovely CHGO West Loop studios. I am feeling better, and we will have AC fixed at that point. We got Jake hanging out in the chat. We got Sean hanging out with the chat. I'm Sean Anderson. You can follow me on Twitter at Sean_W_Anderson. Alongside me, as always, is Herb Lawrence.
Hello.
You can follow him on Twitter at AcknerWall23. He's the CHGO White Sox community leader. I'm Sean Anderson. I'm the host of the CHGO White Sox podcast, pregame show, postgame show. It's all the same thing. It's always me, Herb, and usually our good friend Vinny Duber letting you know what's going on with your Chicago White Sox. And we are here to report that the White Sox did take a game from the New York Yankees, surprisingly, this series so far. On Saturday, Dallas Keuchel and the White Sox get a 3-2 victory again. They got a 3-2 victory against the Red Sox last Dallas Keuchel outing. They get a 3-2 victory again, and they're looking to split the series today against the Yankees. And Herb, I don't know about you. We didn't talk about Thursday's game. We didn't talk about Friday's result. And I don't think we have to. There is no need to. The White Sox lost those games. Let's just leave that in the past. If all 162 games matter, that's fine. But, I could just say that that's a loss. We don't have to dig through the details.
Yeah, that was a beating. Just an absolute beating, those first two games. And truth be told, I went to the Friday's game. Courtney and I went, and the atmosphere, of course, and I got seats for 113 was great. And then we moved over to the 108. Always great times there. But the post-game talk was like, we're outclassed. We're not this level. We're pissed at Rick Hahn for not doing this, that, and the other. And then we're thinking about the game that was going to happen yesterday, Saturday. We're like, God, Dallas Keuchel? No, we're going to go 3-0, and they're going to absolutely murder him. No. Sometimes, as with the Lance Lynn against the Houston Astros thing, where he can't pitch for them for any untold reasons, Dallas Keuchel dominates the New York Yankees, no matter when he sees them. He's like, oh, the Yankees are playing? Baby, check, mark that down, because that man pitched well. He pitched brilliantly. 5 innings of shutting those people down, it's a tough task. Got to give kudos where it's due.
And I mean, the walks are still something that I'm a little bit worried about. He had 3 walks yesterday against the Yankees, and that was the one thing that do him in against the Guardians and against the Royals. 11 walks in those 2 games, but he was great against Boston. He was great against New York as well. So maybe, hey, the Orioles are doing well. Maybe the Orioles want to take on a Dallas Keuchel contract. Maybe the Rays want to. They don't want to spend a lot on payroll. That'd be great. I don't want to talk.
We'll foot the bill. Just take him on your team.
Well,
no one's going to pick him up immediately. It's going to be like, if you're trading him, it's going to be the lowest of low A per people who is not a lottery ticket. And you're going to get that. And you probably have to assume most of the salary. If you want somebody good or actually like a lottery ticket, you probably have to take all the money.
Yeah, and I think that he might be a lottery ticket. He definitely, for sure, will be angry one way or the other, because that man seems to always be angry. He was angry after Tony La Russa took him out of yesterday's games after being at 86 pitches, which I bet you love. I mean, you always talked about Kopech needing to go later into games, and the fact that Keuchel is saying, I really want that ball, especially in that moment. That's something you got to at least respect as a person watching a competitive game. A competitor being a competitor.
And I respect it because Tony saves these guys from themselves. I don't care if Dallas wanted to go out for the 6th inning. We saw in that 5th inning, he was toast. I was surprised he didn't come out in the 5th inning and get him. But Dallas willed his way out to get those guys for the 15th time during the rotation. And that's enough. That's all I need. What do I say? 5th starter, 5 innings, 4 earned runs or less. It's not a lot to ask for, but I know you did some research, and Chris Kamka did research. 4 runs for the White Sox at that limit or less is a great thing for the White Sox as of late.
Yeah, and something that's a little concerning is this is from No Expert in the chat. By the way, it seems pretty empty here today. The lots aren't even half full and no lines for anything. I guess
Wow.
people are upset with times the team or expecting a blowout. I did see yesterday, even, and you could report about this because you were at the game yesterday. It looked like the TA bobblehead was pretty easy to get. It seemed like I saw someone walking in at 6 p.m. into the gates and still getting a TA bobblehead. Did you get yours, and what was the lines like yesterday?
I wasn't at Saturday's game. I was on Friday's game.
My bad.
And the two other giveaways that I've had this year, you had to get in line early to get those things. It was the Southside jersey and I forgot the bobblehead I got and gave it immediately to Shane because he assisted us with the tickets. Not Shane,
Hendricks.
who was here. Yeah, Shane Reardon, my former coworker at the Score. But I was very surprised that it was only 32,000 for a White Sox Yankees Saturday game. Yes, the White Sox looked listless in the Friday's game, and late in the Thursday game. So maybe people are turned off, and people were charging huge amount of tickets on the secondary market. I saw regular tickets like in section 154 going for $1.90. Those seats cost $60.
Right.
Like even on a premium game. So people maybe were turned off about, turning up the Yankees series. I don't like going to Yankee games. I don't like going Cubs games. I don't like going opening day. So maybe people are more feeling like that. And this was like the first weekend where you had consistently good weather. People probably plan their weeks to do something else too. So I don't oppose people from doing their thing and going out and doing what they want to. And to finish off talking about yesterday's game, as I crap on Tony, I'll give him credit. He went and used Kendall Graveman for extended innings in the sixth inning.
Yeah.
That was amazing. Good job. That is what we're looking for. Use these guys in high leverage situations when you want to try to win. The game was on the line right then. He's like, let's get one of my best relievers out there right now to shut this shit down. And he did. Not Joe Kelly. Not as sharp.
What are we doing here? Because I told you, let's not bring up the stuff of the past. We only have 30 minutes here.
And
I
know,
here comes her bringing up stuff that's
but we didn't have a post game. We didn't have a post game.
We didn't have a post game.
So Joe Kelly has struggled. There's two of his 3 starts, or 2 of his 3 relief appearances.
And honestly, I don't understand the move. I wouldn't give Tony credit for that. Kendall Graveman's been better this year. I don't understand the reason why not putting.
Kendall was in for 2 innings though.
I know, but I would switch the roles. I would rather see Kelly come in a lower leverage or at least an earlier inning situation and have Graveman be in that 8th inning situation. I would rather flip those two. I think Graveman is your better option than Kelly, especially at this point, and especially what he just did on Thursday night. I don't want to relive that again. And he's struggled, but he's also coming back from injury, and that's the one thing. And let's talk about today's lineup because there's some frustration with the lineup. I saw Jordan Miller earlier mention it as well. The fact that it's another bad lineup, and No Expert says today's lineup is another TLR punt job. And I know people are upset that Moncada is not in the lineup after he has 2 home runs in his return, one from the left side, one from the right side. Everything is very exciting. I understand. But Herb, I am not pissed off at this White Sox lineup. Tim Anderson at shortstop leading off, Andrew Vaughn at second playing first base, Luis Robert playing center field, 4th Jose Abreu doing the DHing, 5th AJ Pollock in left field, 6th Leary Garcia at second base, 7 Adam Engel in right field, 8 Reese McGuire in center field, and 9 Josh Harrison at third base. I'm not upset at this lineup. I don't know if you are. What's your thoughts on this?
I'm not too upset. I always would want Yohan Moncada in the lineup. I understand their thinking for not having him in the lineup, but if you just want him to have a day off, you can do like they're doing with Abreu and DH him. Abreu is not hitting right now, so a real day off for him, like a full ass off day where he's on his ass because he's got 5 days coming up with the Kansas City Royals and then another weekend series with the Yankees. Which he'll play pretty much all those games. I pretty much guarantee that. This is the time for him to get something off his mind, relax, do your thing, enjoy yourself, and keep the hot hitter in. Because we know that in that doubleheader on Tuesday, Yohan Moncada is only going to play one of those games. And if there's a game on Thursday that's a day game and he played on Wednesday, he's not going to play that game. So we know he's going to get plenty of rest here, like they usually do with him. Give the guy that you don't give rest to often a day off if you're going to do that. I have really no problem otherwise with the lineup because people got to play. And Yasmani hasn't been great. He probably needed a day off. So that's good. You not even put him at DH, not put him in catcher. So not too many gripes with Tony. I never liked Lurie Garcia hitting higher than 7th. He's hitting 6th today. but that's a little thing.
Well, and he's been good. Real quick, we got to do some housekeeping here. So first off, no experts going into the game. So enjoy the game. He said, well, time for the game. Let's go Sox. Pray for another miracle today. I don't think it's going to be a miracle. Cortes is very interesting. We'll get to him in a little bit here. But Michael Kopech, again, has an ERA under 1. He has really electric stuff. Let's see how it plays against the Yankees. It should be a fun game. And then also we got Brennan joining the chat. What's up, Brennan? But most importantly, our guy Eli. Yes. Very, very consistent. And he's coming in with $17
Israeli new shekels.
Yes, Israeli new shekels. I don't know, but I wanted to say
what's our
exchange rate?
Yeah, what's our exchange rate there?
Well, I'm less worried about the exchange rate.
I think I looked it up and it was like 27 cents to a shekel, something like that.
All right, I'll look it up while we're talking. But
so that's like, not to be like, what, that's like around $10 maybe? If my math is right. I think it's maybe $10. Thank you, though, very much, Eli. We appreciate you joining us. And it's got to be around dinner time or at least nighttime now over in Israel. I think it's probably around, 8 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 9 o'clock. Steven, you got to have an Israeli world clock now on your wall behind you.
I do have the currency conversion. It's $5.25 US dollars.
Baby.
Okay. Well, thank you very much, Eli. That's very sweet. And yeah, it's very cool to have the Eli the GOAT, as Jake says in the comments. It's very cool having the international flair here. Josh also asked, do we see the Cueto decision soon? Yes, the Cueto decision will be that he pitches this weekend in Kansas City, or this week in Kansas City. They have a doubleheader.
Can he just say, "Hey, I'm good"? Today?
I think he can opt out.
Okay.
But
I don't think he would.
I think you'll see the move after the game. I think that's what you'll probably see. That's my idea, is that after this game, they'll probably send maybe Mendick down. I'm not sure. I know that there's a pitcher cap that they have to have. So maybe they send Ryan Burr down, or Bennett Souza, maybe, or Tanner Banks. Maybe we see one of those moves and we see Johnny Cueto being sent up, but it's still going to be May 15th. So I think they will make that decision later today. And what's up, Jeff? Jeff's hopping on from Arroyo Grande, California.
Wow, you are so gringo.
Course. So
Arroyo Grande.
Arroyo Grande.
There you go. Come on, man.
My bad. I don't know.
Grand.
I go to the Starbucks and order me an Arroyo Grande. But yeah, you'll see the Cueto decision soon. And I do think that it's possible that TA and Vaughn and Robert feast off Cortes today. Let's go into that matchup. It's going to be Michael Kopech versus Nestor Cortes Jr. We'll go to Kopech first. He is 0-0 on the year. He's pitched in 6 games, 29 innings in those 6 games. He has a 9.3 K per 9 to a 4 walk per 9 rate. He has an ERA of 0.93 and a FIP of 2.5. He's been fantastic and fun to watch, Herb. It hasn't always been pretty with Michael Kopech, but it has been, I think, fun at least. What are you expecting from Kopech today?
This is his biggest test. When I say he's a thrower still more than a pitcher, this is the huge test. These guys will not chase your pitches outside the zone. And what's up, Shane? How you doing? He was in the 108 yesterday, apparently. Saw some of the pitchers. Lucky Spag there. So I'm like Cease, I didn't worry about on Thursday, but ultimately he got lit up a little bit.
Yeah.
And he struck out a bunch of Yankees. He showed the Yankees like he's got stuff, but the Yankees got to him. I don't necessarily think that that's the thing here with Michael Kopech, but I don't see him leaving this game without like 3 or 4 hung on him, which is pretty good against this Yankee team. That's why I'm still impressed with what Dallas did. You just need to pitch the spots, and I hope he watched Dallas's performance yesterday. They like heat. They like velocity. So, yes, you have a 99 mile per hour fastball, and some say that is your best pitch because of the movement. And Dylan C says that ball has upward movement. You think it's at your chest, and it's almost hitting you at your face. So he has something different, and one of the top spins, if not the top spins on his 14 fastball in the league. Don't fall in love with it today.
I disagree with you there. Okay. I think that the most important thing is the fact that he does have that movement. That's the thing I think that did Cease in, and that's why I think Cease needed to throw more breaking balls in that game. Looking back on that game, I don't think Dylan Cease should have had 40% fastball and then everything else around 30 and everything below 30. I think that you should have seen more sliders. I think that you should have seen more curves from Dylan Cease. I think that we should have seen that pitch mix from Dylan. And I think that you would have seen better results. I mean, he's still got a ton of whiffs on that fastball. And the thing that with Kopech's fastball is it's completely different. It's a better fastball than Cease. And it's, I think right now, still the third best pitch according to StatCast pitch value. So, I mean, that's something that you got to watch out for. I don't think the Yankees have seen this level fastball. What I really am looking for is if Kopech continues to throw that slider. And the thing with Kopech was last outing was one of the highest usage of his slider that he's had all year, and it gave great results. Even if the pitch isn't working, he has to show it. I would love for him to show it 0-1 or 0-0. I would love to show it for him as a first strike pitch. I understand that we're looking for first pitch strikes, and if they're looking fastball and you give them a fastball and a fastball count, that might mean bad results. But I think that's your key to success today, is that if he throws more sliders than fastball, that fastball will be basically unhittable.
Yes.
That's the goal today. And I do think that with the weather warming up, and it might rain a little bit from what I heard, but I don't think it's going to be too bad. The game definitely won't get delayed or postponed. I think maybe you'll get a little bit of wetness, but with the actual air and the actual temperature outside, I think that Kopech's going to play today. And I think that if he throws around 40% sliders and then rides that curveball and fastball behind it, that I think is his key to success today.
And yes, he needs to have that slider close to the plate. Non-competitive pitches don't work with the Yankees. They don't work for most teams, but the Yankees specifically. So yes, the slider right off of the strike zone, fastball. You don't need to be strikes. Your fastball plays just off the plate. Middle for the Yankees don't work. It does not work for the White Sox. So, and I've learned that it's 8 o'clock, 8 hours ahead of us here. So it's 8:47 in Israel. That's what Eli Stein says. So
nice.
He's watching us very late in the evening. He's probably got to work tomorrow. Got to watch the game. I guarantee Eli will be in the post game talking about the White Sox winning this game versus the Yankees, because Michael Kopech went out there and shoved. And listen to what Sean and I said. A game plan versus the Yankees is not the same game plan you have for the Royals later in the week, or his next start will be the Yankees again. I hope if whatever happens today, he learns from it, because his next start most likely will be versus the Yankees, probably on Friday in the Boogie Down.
And we got Brennan saying, I bet Kopech goes 6 innings, giving up 1 run. Sox win 10-1 today. Let's go, boys. Other Sean has Kopech to strike out Donaldson twice. I think it's going to be interesting. Dan also says Kopech will give up his first home run of the season. It's definitely the team to do it against, just with the way that they've been hitting the ball. So I think Kopech, it's an important start for him. I'm not going to bash him too much, just because, the slider hasn't been what it was last year. And we have seen him throw it a couple times, his slider more than his fastball, but it is very rare. He's never done it in a start.
The only 2 very rare this year too.
Yeah.
Right?
And the only time he's done it were in 2 relief appearances. He threw it, 46% of the time, and then 85% of the time. So he threw it about 7 times compared to 4 fastballs. But those are in relief appearances. So if he does that in a start, I'd be pretty shocked.
And I'm reading this correctly. He's throwing his 4-seamer almost 66% of the time. So 2/3 of the time he's throwing fastballs. And then all the rest of it makes up his slider, changeup, and his curveball. So yes, pump those numbers up versus the Yankees. I know you've had success with the pitch mix you've had so far. I hope and pray they have a different pitch mix today, because 66, 20, and 14 will not do it. I would like that probably at 50, and then put the slider up, as you said, probably up to 25 at least, at the very minimum.
And we saw that with Dylan Cease using his changeup more against the Yankees, and that had good effect early on before he started missing his location. So maybe the White Sox do have the idea to mix it up. Let's talk about Nestor Cortes Jr., who the White Sox will face off against today. He is 1-1 on the year. He's also started 6 games. He's pitched 32 innings. He has 11.8 K per 9 and a walk per 9 of 3. So that's about an 8-to-1 ratio. That is very, very good. He has an ERA of 1.41 and a FIP of 2.34. He's been fantastic, but he's a 36th overall pick from 2013. He's bounced around, finally made his true strides with the Yankees organization that drafted him. He's a funky pitcher. What are you expecting from Nestor Cortes today? Last year, they did face off. He went 6 innings, striking out 7, only allowing 1 earned run against the Sox.
I think he went into the lab this offseason and shaped some pitches that look similar. Like his 4-seam fastball, he loads his zone up with that. And then he plays mostly with his cutter. So cutter, fastball, sinker, slider. And his slider has been filthy this year. Back foot slider to right-handed Or you
I just completely missed my mouth.
That's all right. You don't need it.
Classic.
Yeah, I've done that often. But this is why he does well versus people, because he's throwing off the same plane. He's release points. Sometimes he's way up top. Sometimes he's 3/4. So hitters are like, what's coming? And he can throw multiple pitches out of all this arm angles. So when you're a hitter, that's what you're looking for, consistency or something that's different. So it's a tell. He does not have any tells so far. And he's doing very well from what his career has been, like an also ran, as you said, drafted by the Yankees, pretty much let go, and now has come back, and he's strong, real strong. Nestor Cortes Jr. White Sox do well versus lefties, but they don't have two of their strong switch hit bats in the game in Yasmani Grandal, who's struggling, and Yoan Moncada, who's got the best combination of right-handed swing and left-handed swing put together. Just beautiful. That last night home run, awesome.
It's so good to see him back. And the fact that it really does feel like he's back because you're seeing 2 home runs in the same series from both sides of the plate. Like you are finding power from both sides of the plate right as you return. And that was something DJ, I think, was saying about Yasmani Grandal, is that he really hasn't found his power yet. And he'll start finding his power from the right side, and then he'll find it from the left side. But here you see Yoan Moncada just turning around a 99-mile-per-hour fastball from the left-handed side into the seats. That was a great moment on Thursday. But with Cortes, yeah, it's interesting because you see Keuchel yesterday, and he has a little bit of that. There was DJ talking, I was listening to a little bit of the radio yesterday, and DJ was talking about how Keuchel, when he uses a slide step, usually people are assuming that he is going quick, so he'll throw the changeup, and he won't be throwing the fastball, and that will throw off timing, that then you'll have to then go and maybe he'll throw the fastball out of that. You won't be expecting that velocity change. That's what Cortes is going to do to you. He will be a hair off with his delivery. He will go down. He'll go low. It'll be the same pitch, basically. It would be 91 over the top. It'll be 91 sidearmed. But it is something that is just going to throw your timing off. And you look at a left-handed pitcher, a left-handed contact pitcher, you'd think the White Sox would eat on something like that. But I think that they're going to have a struggle today. He loves to live in the middle of the zone, especially with that four-seam and cutter. And the White Sox recently, they've been struggling against the fastball. And I just think that with his ability to really go east to west from both sides of the plate, from both sides of the black, he can run that ball anywhere where the White Sox are going to put their barrel, and he is going to miss that barrel every single time. So the White Sox are going to try to swing out of their shoes at this 91, 89-mile-per-hour crap, and they're going to just be a hair off. They're going to miss it just by an inch. They're going to miss it just a little bit inside on the barrel, just a little bit near the top of the bat. Like, it's just going to be frustrating at bat after frustrating at bat. And the one thing too, Ed, you're saying, I'm just worried the Sox can't score with runners in scoring position. One thing that would help them today is walking. If they walk against him, put pressure on, make him deliver to the plate. And we've seen the White Sox be very successful stealing. Maybe if you get runners on, you get him thinking about runners, he's less inclined to do that stop-start bullshit, basically.
And Neil says they're ready for Yo to dominate today. Unfortunately for us, Neil, there's no Yoan Moncada in the lineup. He's getting a full day off. So, unfortunately, he cannot play. And we're both all right with it. Sean is fine with it. I would rather have Yoan Moncada in the lineup every single day. I know you would rather have. I know you're more of a, hey, I understand he rests. I'm a guy like, hey, man, $150 for every one of our starters. Let's go.
I understand, but it just, with him coming back from a rehab assignment, it's I think playing him in 4 straight games, especially when you have 11 straight coming up, I think that's just a little bit tough. I mean, you saw Andrew Vaughn, he had to get benched because he rode on a plane. Like, I mean, like, the White Sox are soft as an organization. It's not my choice. It's just the White Sox have been telling you this. Why are you surprised? I mean, like, I'm not surprised. I guess that's my main thing is, like, yeah, I would love to see Yoan Moncada in the lineup today. The White Sox, I think, should win this game. And I think it'd be important for Yoan to play in this game because I think they need more playoff-like experiences. You're going up against the top 10 pitcher right now in Major League Baseball. Yoan Moncada should see guys like this, and he should see Nestor Cortes and see what it's like to face him. But I don't know. The White Sox are a little sharp and soft.
And once you get your read ready, I want to talk to my guy, Alex Potno. Says Vaughn 2 for 4 with a double and a home run. Alex, I might have to go with you right there. Vaughn,
hey, I already
did. All right. Vaughn crushes versus lefties, specifically last year. And yeah, the kid was hitting well when he got hurt. He hit well in his one game down there at Charlotte. And I look forward to him being up today versus Nestor Cortes and ready for the challenge. And he's a guy, like Sean was talking about, who's patient, waiting for his pitch.
Herb, you missed it. I mean, Andrew Vaughn in his first game, he went 0 for 4. So he had a rough game. So that's why he needed the second game to show that he was ready. He has two career AAA games, and one of them has 2 home runs in them. So imagine that guy with a month in AAA. He might tear that up, but he's just too good for it. So I want to go to the ad read. That's right. With Andrew Vaughn, if you're thinking he's going to get a double tonight and you think he's going to have a home run tonight, the best way to put money on that, to put money where your mouth is, the best way to support CHGO is to download the PointsBet app and use code CHGO when you sign up. If you do that right now, you get 2 risk-free bets up to $2,000. That's not it. You can make a $50 or more first-time deposit. You receive a free CHGO membership, which unlocks all the web content, and you'll even get a free shirt of your choice from the CHGO locker. That's $2,000 in free bets, a free CHGO membership, and a free t-shirt from the CHGO locker, all for making more than a $50 first-time deposit at PointsBet. If you have any questions, you can email pointsbet at allchgo.com, and we will help you out. PointsBet is your home for live in-play betting, and it just got even better, Herb. Introducing PointsBet's newest feature, the live NBA same-game parlay. For the first time ever, you can build the perfect live NBA same-game parlay only with PointsBet. Combine your favorite bets anytime during the game, and if you want more, you can boost your live same-game parlays. You can watch live, parlay live, and boost live with PointsBet. Online signup is available in Illinois right now. You can download the PointsBet app and register your account from start to finish, all from your phone. So what are you waiting for? Once the game starts, don't just bet. Live your bet life with PointsBet. Gambling problem, call 1-800-522-4700. All right, let's go look at the Yankees lineup real quick because we haven't done that yet. Let's look at the Yankees, who they're throwing out. You got DJ LeMahieu leading off, playing second base. Aaron Judge in right field, batting second. Anthony Rizzo at first base, batting third. Giancarlo Stanton DHing, batting fourth. Josh Donaldson playing third, batting fifth. Joey Gallo in left field, batting sixth. At 7, you got Isaiah Kiner-Falefa playing shortstop. 8, Jose Trevino doing the catching for the Yankees. And 9, Aaron Hicks playing center field. Herb, what do you make of the lineup after you've seen them now 3 straight games in a row?
7 and 8 don't scare me. That's about it. IKF and the Trevino guy, I'm like, let's pitch to them. All the rest, ooh, man, that is a tough lineup. That's why that impressive start you had from Dallas Keuchel meant so much. Maybe in the playoffs, you still have Dallas Keuchel, and they face the Yankees. That's my day one starter. That guy. Sometimes you have matchups, Sean.
No.
That guy has a sub 2.5 ERA versus the Yankees in his career, and including a playoff victory.
No.
Why not?
Care. I don't care.
Why not?
Herb, this guy wasn't on the playoff roster last year for a reason.
But
no,
you last year would have had somebody else throw that first ball versus the Astros than Lance Lynn, right? It's because he gets crushed.
Let's say this. Lance Lynn got crushed versus the Astros throughout his career.
Yes.
Dallas Keuchel didn't face the Astros a ton because he was an Astro for most of his career. But there is no way in hell last year, if you ask me, even if Dallas Keuchel had 3 starts of no-hitters, like 3 no-hitters against the Astros, no way in hell. There's no way in hell I'm throwing him in a playoff game.
Man, I hear you. And it's a radical thing. But I'm trying to win. I'm not trying to be cute. Sometimes it doesn't make sense.
That sounds cute to me. That sounds too cute, I guess.
The stats don't lie, Sean. They don't lie.
But you're putting Dallas Keuchel in Yankee Stadium?
Maybe not game 1, but also I just said that. But maybe one of those games, game 3. Yes.
All right.
It doesn't make sense that Dallas Keuchel is so good with these versus the Yankees. But sometimes you see that different uniform, you're like, that team sucks. That's what Ryan Rayburn did against the White Sox. Every time he used to see it, it's like, time to eat. When he saw anybody else, he's like, I don't know what baseball is, especially defense. Ugh.
Hey, you got David agreeing with you. You got Brennan agreeing with you. Herb is right on this one, Sean, and David says
you got Steven disagreeing with you though.
Thank you. You
got Steven. I don't want to see any Keuchel. Yesterday was great.
You don't want to see him the whole time.
No,
that's correct.
I wanted him off the roster during the offseason. Herb, do you not remember that? I was calling him a bum. Carlos Rodon starting today. Do you remember Carlos Rodon last year? What he did against the Yankees? He struck out like 12 of them.
All right. He has pitched 10 times, 10 starts, 65 innings versus the Yankees. Guess what Mr. Keichel's ERA versus the Yankees is?
I would say it's 2.62.
You would be wrong. It's 2.06.
No, damn.
2.06. Sometimes you just see a motherfucker right.
How many?
10 starts, 10 full ass starts. This is just the regular season too.
Yeah, but how many starts has he made actually like that since 2020? I mean, this is a different Dallas Keuchel. You can't take in his 2017 and 2018. That's not a Cy Young anymore.
You saw what happened yesterday.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. You're not
just
wrong.
Saying, sometimes you got to think outside the box. Do you think the White Sox are as good as that Yankees team?
No, I mean,
and sometimes
in a way, yeah,
try to grab
I do.
Dub.
Do you? I don't think that I mean, you look at this game. I mean, you look at Thursday. That game was fairly close. I think the White Sox need a smarter approach to face the Yankees. I don't think that they're truly that bad. We've seen a lot of close games between the Yankees and White Sox recently. Since 2021, they haven't won a ton, but there's been a lot of close games between the Sox. They just need a better game plan. I don't think they fully understand the Sox. I mean, they still face Salvador Perez as many times as they do, and they still throw him as 60% fastballs or whatever. I mean, like this is a dumb organization. I mean, that's the thing. It's like, do I think that they're talented? I think they're extremely talented, and especially if they get Eloy Jimenez back and they get Lance Lynn back, yeah, I think they might be better than the Yankees. But I think they're dumber than the Yankees. The Yankees are smart. Sox are stupid. You want to talk about some bets?
Let's do it.
All right. What do you got today? You placing anything down? I saw you like the Andrew Vaughn home run thing.
Yeah, that was great. 2 hits for Andrew Vaughn today would be premium. I think if you can get 2 hits from Andrew Vaughn, you win a bunch of money. And yesterday I bet a bunch of stuff and I lost it all because it was mostly Yankees stuff. I should have put on that Dallas Keuchel is going to throw 5 innings of no run baseball. Because he's the best pitcher ever.
It's that first 5 innings prop that you could take care of. Hey, I mean, maybe you do this thing. This would be a good hedge for yourself. And you could take the first inning over because Michael Kopech might walk people in his year this year. In the first inning, he has 7 walks to 5 Ks. So maybe he'll give up some runs to the Yankees in the first inning. But if he doesn't, then I think he's probably going to shut him out for the first 3 innings. So you can go first 3 innings under. There's 2 ways to bet this, I think. But it's going to be interesting to see how the White Sox face off against Nestor Cortes. I will take his under strikeouts. He did strike out 7 Sox last time, but I feel like this is just a different White Sox approach that he's facing. I don't think they're going to be too patient against Nestor Cortes. I think they're going to try to put as many swings on his pitches as possible. And he's in the zone a lot. So I think that the White Sox are going to hit him a decent amount. So I'll take the under on Nestor Cortes strikeouts at 5.5. That's minus 125. And then just throwing this in there, Carlos Rodon's pitching against the Cardinals today. I'm going to take his over strikeouts at 7.5. You want to go to our click to picks before this game starts, Herb?
Let's do it.
Who you got tonight? Who are you rolling with? Dallas Keuchel? You're rolling with Dallas Keuchel for your click
Hey,
to
if
pick?
he had a bat today, I guarantee you'll get at least 1 knock versus these Yankees. I'm going with Luis Robert. La Pantera is hitting the ball well, and he's that 3 spot. I didn't think I would like him in the 3 spot. I love him there. When this lineup is regular, Tim, Yohan, Luis Robert, perfect.
Yeah, I was talking shit about Robert a couple days ago. I think it was yesterday. I was talking, that he was going to have he had a good first 6 games, and then he had a bad, last middle 6 games, and then he had a great 10 games, and yesterday was going to be the start of a bad 10-game stretch. And I think that's just the thing that we're going to have to live with Luis Robert, is that it's not always going to be perfect with him, but when he is hot, oh man, is he fun. Is he fun to watch? I mean, that was such a great game yesterday, and that was a great couple at bats from him yesterday. And to work 3-0 on Chapman and then to damage him like he did going the opposite way, that's real major league shit. So, I mean, if he can continue to pull shit out like that, I mean, let's go with Luis Robert.
That's what we had. We had great at bats in the 9th inning off of Aroldis Chapman. Tim just spitting on the first pitch. He knew it was going to be a fastball. He's not jumping out of his shoes. Then he's setting Aroldis Chapman up. Oh, you're going to throw that low fastball? Cool. Serve that into right field. Cool. Same thing with Yohan Moncada. Of course, going to have a patient at bat. Walks. And then, like you just said, my man Luis Robert spit on 3 balls. They were kind of out of the zone, but for Luis Robert, that doesn't mean anything.
Right. Especially fastballs. I mean, he's so aggressive against fastballs.
Exactly. And then 3-1, he got his pitch, did exactly what he needed to do, let that ball travel into him a little bit, serve that ball to right field, let Timmy score. And Timmy picking up and putting him down. I would have 100% been in favor of Joe McEwing sending him home, Sean. I know you mean
Did you see me tweet that?
I'm anti, sending guys home, especially when it's Joe McEwing. But yeah, Timmy's got a little wheels. I'll take that risk, especially if it's game over as opposed to not having the game over.
Yeah, I tweeted that yesterday. I'm surprised you didn't see that. It said also IDK if Joe McEwing should have sent Tim there. That was risky. Like you just imagine questioning the game winning run. Just being like, ninth inning. I don't know. I don't know if Joe McEwing should have sent him there. Or if he throws him out, and then we have to have this big discussion on if Joe McEwing should have sent Tim Anderson. Like I would have been so bored. It's like it's the ninth inning.
Our guy Shane picked him last night, Tim Anderson, to be the guy who scored the winning run, and he's picking him as the pick to click today, or click to pick.
There you
Come
go.
on, Shane. We all mess it up.
And other Sean saying Harrison in the ninth spot is going to turn the lineup over. It looks like Rusted Cole says he wants Robert to continue to perform at this level. Josh Lopez is going with Pollock. Jeff is going with TA7, our guy from Arroyo Grande, California. And then Brennan's going with Vaughn. Steve's going with La Pantera. Eli is going with Abreu to have 2 home runs. I don't know if that's going to happen, but we'll see.
Eli.
We'll see. And then I'm going to go with Andrew Vaughn. Just the more you see fastballs, the more he does damage. And if he sees Nestor Cortes at least 3 times, the last time he saw him for a third time, he hit a home run off of him. So I think that might happen again if he sees Nestor enough. But those are our click to picks. Herb, you got a final score for me?
I got a final score of the White Sox losing 5-3 to the Yankees. It's competitive. I don't know how I'll feel about the game until the game's over. Losing 3-4 to the Yankees is not my thing, but not getting shut out or not getting swept is even better.
I'm worried about the bullpen. The Yankees have scored 27 runs in this series. Someone asked us on Thursday, can the Yankees score 40 runs in this series? I hope they don't score 13 in this game, but it is possible. But I am delusional. I'm a delusional White Sox fan sitting in my closet, and I am picking the White Sox to win 7-2. I hope there is enough of a gap there that they don't have to use the bullpen. Kelly, or not Kelly, but Graveman and Hendricks were both used for multiple innings yesterday, so I don't want to have that discussion. Let's just make it a blowout. Let's just use Jose Ruiz, Matt Foster, and let's just have an easy couple end of the innings, and let's have a fun White Sox offense game. But that's going to do it for the CHGO White Sox pregame show. Thank you guys for hanging out with us. We do really appreciate it. We'll be back after the final out for the CHGO White Sox postgame show for the Yankees and White Sox to recap the series. That is Herb Lawrence. You can follow him on Twitter at Ecknerwall23. I'm Sean Anderson. You can follow me on Twitter at Sean_W_Anderson. Thank you to Stephen Nicholas for your production, and we will talk to you after a White Sox winner.